Frutiger Aero. The term used to refer to a particular aesthetic that was prevalent in the mid-2000s to early 2010s. You've probably seen something related to it on social media, and chances are that you probably experienced this aesthetic before without even realizing it. What if I show you this picture, the classic Windows XP wallpaper, or these pictures that feature massive lengths of grass with some shiny and clean cities in the background, with this white sky and bright sun? What if I say that you've probably seen it in completely other forms, like a soap bottle, or maybe these rooms, or, since this is a gaming channel, what if I say that if you had a Wii, PS3 or an Xbox 360, you've seen it as well? Usually, for something to be considered Frutiger Aero, let's say a PC desktop, it has to contain these components. A skeuomorphic design, which is when the logo for a certain application resembles its real-life counterpart. Glossy or transparent materials. Frutiger fonts, which are fonts meant to be clear and legible from long distances, and nature, a lot of nature, especially grass and water, and bright skies with clouds, usually presented while there are futuristic and clean cities in the background. I really love this aesthetic because it makes me feel sort of nostalgic. I don't even know how. I was born in 2008 and I'm 17 years old, and I should theoretically be out of target with this thing, but I still remember seeing this aesthetic a lot, from the aforementioned Palmolive soap bottle to video games. But let's face it, if you clicked on this video you probably already know what Frutiger Aero is. You probably saw Kylie Boggy's video where she talks about what Frutiger Aero is, and Shay Valley's one where he finds the origins of some of the most well-known Frutiger Aero images. Also, you probably listened to some of the various playlists containing music that is tied to this aesthetic or that somehow fits in. But there's still a lot to discover about this aesthetic. From uncovering all of the other Frutiger Aero styles, or discovering the origins of some of the most well-known music associated with it, there is still plenty to discover, and we're gonna do just that. We're gonna find the origin of some of the most Frutiger Aero music I could find. So, after this long but necessary introduction, let's begin. There's no way you've never heard of this music before. It's usually on top of every Frutiger Aero music playlist. This is called Lease, and it was made by Takeshi. Lease is an host from My Merry May, a visual novel video game that was released in 2002 for the Dreamcast. It was later ported to the PlayStation 2 in 2003. My Merry May tells the story of Kyosuke, a high school student who lives a normal student's life in a dormitory, until one day he receives a strange device from abroad. Inside the device, there is a female replies, an artificial human being. Kyosuke decides to awaken her, but before her personality is fully loaded, a thunderstorm briefly cuts the energy in the dormitory, creating a bug in Ryu's system. Instead of his own personal servant, Kyosuke has now to take care of a teenager with a childlike mind. Furthermore, replies are illegal in Japan, so Kyosuke tells everyone that Reu is his cousin, who was sent to live with him. The whole game is based on interacting with her and all of the other characters in the game. As in any other visual novels, you have to pick choices when the game tells you to, and they will have an impact on the next events in the game. There are a lot of endings because of that, some of which include romance options with the female characters. Speaking of which, we have plenty of them to choose from. There's Hitoi Haruna, Yasuke's childhood friend, Motomi Agatsuma, the girlfriend of Kyosuke's best friend, 21-year-old Tai Kizuki, and her friend, 13-year-old high school student Misao Yuki. From what I've heard, the game is really well written, and in general it has been well received. But I know why you're here. You want to know when Lease plays, right? If you saw some gameplays of the game, you've probably seen that Lease doesn't appear, only some musics that sound like it. That's because Lease plays much later in the game. In the second half of the game, the protagonist's older brother comes back to Japan to investigate Reu's bug, and brings over another replies, which is called Lease. Can you see where I'm going with this one? The music Lease is the theme of the character Lease, which is another replies who has no bugs, and from the looks of things, she acts like a proper maid. Or well, that's what I'm assuming from what I read online and on the looks of the character. You can find the theme playing in-game in this video made by a Japanese streamer on YouTube, around the 33-34 minute mark. You know, trying to find information about this game has been really interesting. I'd actually want to try it on my Japanese Dreamcast, but the price is... I don't know if I want to spend that much on a visual novel, even though I'd love to try it. Maybe in the future I'll buy it and make a video on it, that would be interesting. The last thing I want to add is that the game received a sequel, also for Dreamcast and PS2. There was supposed to be a third game, but it was never made, unfortunately. Imagine if you got more music like Lease. Oh, what could have been. Also, thinking about it, does it seem weird that in every video that I've made, I always talk about cancelled video games in one way or another? Yeah. As a bonus for Memory May, its composer Takeshi also made plenty other songs that are also featured in Frutiger Aero playlists. First off, who is he? Takeshi is a composer of background music for video games. He was employed by Kid, the makers of Memory May, thus making music for many of their games. In December 2006, after Kid declared bankruptcy, he joined 5PB. His works with this new company included music for the Steins Gate, Chaos Head and Chaos Side series. He also worked on Mega Dimension Neptunia 7, if there are any fans that are listening. Would you like a review on Hyperdimension Neptunia 1, like the original on PS3? Just saying. You may have heard of Qual, or other Memory May music, or Shibuya. All of them are from this legendary composer. Nowadays, he still composes music. He has a site and a YouTube channel. Go give his music a listen, it's great. You'll certainly know about this other song. It was used in the video What Frutiger Aero Feels Like. This song is a sped up version of the song Lotus Waters, coming from Yume Nikki, spelled with the 2 in place of the ni. Yume Nikki is a fan-made video game based on Yume Nikki. Yume Nikki, this time spelled correctly, is a free video game made with RPG Maker. Even if it was made using that software, the game has no battles or plot. You just walk and explore dreamy and surreal worlds while collecting effects, which are things that change the protagonist's appearance and abilities. For example, they make her walk faster. The game earned a cult following and it's considered one of the games that inspired many indie games, and even the walking simulator genre. Yume Nikki, with the 2, however, is a much more larger experience than its predecessor, having far more levels, hundreds of them in fact, objects, intricate lore, and so on. It also receives updates quite frequently. Lotus Waters, the original version I mean, plays in the Lotus Waters section. Lotus Waters has a really cool ambience and overall aesthetic, and the music only enhances it. I can't really explain what is Lotus Waters. It's a kind of relaxing place, I suppose. I think you're like in a submerged city of some kind, or something like that. In 2023, an artist who goes by Zen made a remix of the song, speeding it up and calling it a 2004 Your Mall demo. I much prefer their version, but not that the original version is bad, it's just that for some reason the sped up version feels a lot like a Frutiger Aero music. I've never played Yume Nikki, nor I've played Yume Nikki, the fan game. But I'll definitely try them when I'm finished doing this video, and also finish some other games that I'm currently playing through, like Persona 3 Reload. That game is taking away too many hours of my life. Maybe I'll do it live, who knows. Also, Yume Nikki is a pun because chu means because ni means chu in Japanese. So it's like a sequel. Get it? Because ni equals chu, so Yume chu Nikki. Let's switch instead to something I'm much more familiar with. The Nintendo Wii is a console released in 2006. With this console, motion controls became the new hot thing, and with its game packaged inside Wii Sports, everybody in the family could play and have fun together, signaling the Wii's success. I'm very attached to my Red Wii. It brought me many good memories of playing Super Mario Galaxy 2, Donkey Kong Country Returns, Epic Mickey, alongside some GameCube games, and many others. There is a lot of Frutiger Aero music that comes from this console. Yeah, from the console menu, not just from the games. Remember when Nintendo consoles used to have menus with charm and not just boring squares? Basically every channel here had its themes, and all of them have been used in a playlist somewhere before. The photo channel's SD card gallery, the Everybody Votes channel, even the damn homebrew launcher's theme is Frutiger Aero. If we're talking about the games, that's the same thing. Notable examples include the Wii games series like Wii Sports Resort, Wii Fit and so on. Another notable example is Mario Kart Wii, which I think it has some of the most well-known Frutiger Aero music. As for other consoles, the 3DS immediately comes to mind. Like the Wii, it had music for various apps like the settings app, the setup, and even the eShop channel. I remember listening to a lot of these when the eShop still worked. For an example of 3DS Frutiger Aero music that comes to mind is the Aether Foundation's theme from the 7th gen games of Pokemon, Sun and Moon, and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Along with all the structure itself and the people working there, the Aether Foundation's theme has always been sweet to me. Of course, if you ignore what's going inside the organization. There are plenty more examples that I left out, not just from Nintendo games and consoles, but also from the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 ecosystems. I'll come back to them if I think this video should have a second part. When I was first listening to some Frutiger Aero playlists, I noticed a name that sounded really familiar. Behind music like Bliss Boutique or Logging In, there's Xploshi. When I first read the name, I thought it couldn't possibly be the same person behind those strange animations I saw. Yes, she is. Xploshi is a Scottish web animator whose works on YouTube focus on surreal and abstract fan animations about cartoons and video games. They aren't as horror or grotesque as the ones from Mid Canyon, but they still have something that doesn't feel right. Like, look at the Hungry Birds video. I don't want to watch this thing in the middle of the night. You probably know her if you watched the Gumball's parody videos during its Gumball series and Breakfast at the Waterstones. Videos in which
I am not affiliated with the disappearance of Darwin. I am not affiliated with the disappearance of Darwin.
Luca, I can't even explain what is going on here. Still, all of the animations are really great, and I highly recommend viewing at least one of them. I don't really have a lot to say about her. Simply, I was shocked that the same person who made these animations was behind some Frutiger Aero music, and I thought it was cool, so I put it there. So, cool, I suppose. Continue your work. I love to traumatize myself with your videos, so keep it up. I want to finish this video by telling you this. There was an ending song in a Frutiger Aero playlist that caught my eye. This is a snippet from an unknown piece of music that is Frutiger Aero-like. There isn't a lot to say about it, and the people in the comments have commented about how good the song is and not what the song may actually be. I tried to go on the web, and I found out that there were more unidentified lost songs. This one, however, managed to be found. It was identified as Word F from the Wii game Art of Balance. This goes to show how many unidentified songs can be found in unexpected places. In this case, a WiiWare game. Frutiger Aero is an aesthetic that makes me feel nostalgic for a future we were promised but never actually got. With many of us becoming adults in this increasingly competitive and complex world, it feels nice to see what it could have been if these wallpapers were actually going to be the world we would have lived in today. But don't let this discourage you. There's still great things in the world of today that will make you feel great. I hope that I was able to entertain you for these 15 minutes on this vast and weird world of music from a time period that is no more, or well, never even existed if not in our child minds. Tell me in the comments if you want more videos surrounding Frutiger Aero, video games, movies, or even animes. I have 2 videos, one about Fire Emblem Fates and a bit about Evangelion video games coming out next year. I know that this video was kinda different from what I usually do, but I needed to publish a video for Christmas as a present to all of my fans and people who watch my videos. Remember to like and subscribe as always, and Merry Christmas to everyone. Take care.